Thanks for joining us today, Jim O'Neill, Chief Economist, Goldman Sachs, and inventor of the acronym BRIC for Brazil, Russia, India, and China. Jim, with the global emerging markets generally, and Brazil, Russia, India, and China, the big rapidly industrializing countries, being recognized as critical for consideration for inclusion into investment portfolios, how important is it to you that investment professionals visit these countries and understand for themselves, get immersed into these countries and understand perhaps a little of the politics of the investment environment, of the business environment, of society? How important is it that investment professionals visit these countries?
I think it's critical. Let me give you a bit of flavor of how it relates for me personally. You know, my job is to be the chief economist and head of research for economics, commodities and strategy for Goldman Sachs. And I literally get invited every day to go all over the world. Most days it's somewhere between 1 to 8 times I get invited to go somewhere. And if I just look how things have evolved in the past 8.5 years since I dreamt up the BRIC phrase, I virtually never go to New York. New York is officially our headquarters. I used to go there. In fact, I used to work there. I used to be based in New York. One of the reasons I'm not anymore is because I think the time zone's not great. But I don't get much chance to go there anymore because I'm always in the BRIC countries. And I think unless you go there and feel the way their own people behave and how they relate with their own leaders and their society and their style, you just can't get it. You cannot apply, I say this particularly to Anglo-Saxon investors all the while. If you just observe what's going on in these places and put it in the mental capacity of how you think about the United States or the UK or Europe, you're not going to be able to get it right because they don't behave on the same basis. And unless you go there and feel for how the societies operate and see how people feel, then you're not going to get it. I could give you hundreds of examples. One of the very best I can think of relates to China. I went there in the autumn of last year 4 different times in the space of September through November. And one of the trips, I had a few days off with my wife, and my wife, first time had ever been there. She calls herself Mrs. BRIC, by the way, these days. But we were cycling around one of the rural areas, and we came across this little village, which was quite poor. And bang in the middle of this village was a wall that had this huge billboard on, and it said, "Success in life equals success in English." Right in the middle of nowhere. And I thought to myself, goodness me, what an astounding anecdote as to how China is trying to integrate itself, or its people are, with the rest of the world, and what an incredible opportunity. Let me switch continents to Brazil, where I was fortunate enough to spend close to 2 weeks early this year in Rio. And I've been visiting Brazil for increasing frequency this decade, but it's the first time I'd spent nearly 2 weeks there. And I walked out of there thinking, amongst one of the qualities that Brazil has got, which is a very simple one, but unless you spend a lot of time there, you don't realize it, is Brazil's own complex cultural history and the different shades of color of Brazilian people gives them an incredible amount of social and racial tolerance. And in that sense, actually within the BRIC and the whole G20 countries, in my opinion, one of the reasons why Brazil and its leaders are currently so effective on a global basis is because they find it easy to be adaptable to people from different colors and styles. And you just couldn't feel that unless you went there and spent some time. And so I think your BRIC study tours are a fantastic way of helping to change the mindsets of investors that frankly have no choice but to be involved in these places directly and indirectly. And unless you go and visit them, you're going to struggle. So congratulations to you guys for organising these tours. I suspect they're going to get more and more popular as we evolve into the future.
Jim O'Neill, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking with you.